What do you get when you mix Hamlet with Star Wars? International recognition. The Stillwater Theatre Department traveled far, far away to Scotland this summer to perform in the International Fringe Festival with 39 other high schools.
We were evaluated by a panel from the American High School Theater Festival of college professors and theater professionals, and we were chosen as one of the top 40 departments in the country, and were invited then to bring a production to the International Fringe Festival in Edinburgh, Scotland that next summer.
The students were eager to perform, and they knew that opportunities like this don't come along very often.
It was a huge deal. I mean, we've had great things happen in the department, like, going to state with one act, having, Spotlight Education from Minneapolis evaluate us and give us an outstanding. But this was like really something special because it's international recognition, which is not something most high school theater departments get to have. So being able to, go through that process it's really like one step further to pack up all your things, get all the travel logistics together, and present it in front of like international audience was really something incredible. So I think this is probably the biggest accomplishment, at least I have experienced in this department.
It was just unbelievable to just be there and be able to perform and be able to do this. And I mean, even be able to like get all the money to do this and organize it and bring a whole show over there. It just was awesome.
In addition to giving 4 performances of Hamluke, the students attended acting workshops and classes taught by professional actors.
Definitely the experience we had at the Globe, just like getting to learn from Shakespearean level actors that got to act at the Globe was really cool, and seeing a show there was just, it was so magical because it was like, it was a comedic show, but you could really tell that like they were so like in their characters, and it was just really cool being in this legendary theater.
It wasn't a fluke that Stillwater was chosen to participate, since the school has really dedicated a lot of time and effort into producing a refined product.
We're one of the first theater departments that was an original member of the International Thespian Society. So so that was from the 1920s, I think 1929. So we've had a history at Stillwater of having excellence in theater, and so it's just a matter of time that we were recognized as one of the top departments.
And there's no doubt that the excellence continues as they won Best Play and Best Technical Production.
Help me, Ghosty One Kenobi! You're my only hope!
I attribute it, I think, to community support, school and administration support, and also just well-rounded students. I think a Stillwater community has just this ability of like creating opportunities that just make young people really well-rounded.
Reporting for VAC TV, I'm Pete Winslow.
The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind. He was willing to make a deal. When he came upon this young man, sawing the fiddle and playing it hot, devil jumped up on the hickory stump. And said, "Boy, let me tell you what. I guess you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. Now you play a pretty good fiddle, boy. Give the devil his due. I'll bet a fiddle of gold against your soul, 'cause I think I'm better than you." The boy said,
"My name's Johnny, and that may be a sin, but I'll take your bet, and you're gonna regret it, 'cause I'm the best there's ever been."
"Johnny, rising up your bow, play your fiddle hard, 'cause hell's broke loose in Georgia, the devil deals us cards. And if you win, you get the shiny fiddle made of gold. But if you lose, the devil gets your soul. Devil opened up his case and he said, I'll start the show. Fire drew from his fingertips. He rosined up his bow. Then he pulled the bow across the strings and he made an evil hiss. And a band of demons joined in. It sounded something like this. When the devil finished, Johnny said,
Well, you're pretty good, old son, but sit down in that chair right there and let me show you how it's done.
He played Fire on the Mountain, Rum Boys Run, Devils in the House of the Rising Sun. Chicken in a bread pan, picking out dough. Granny does your dog bite, no child, no. The devil bowed his head because he knew that he'd been beat. And he laid that golden fiddle on the ground at Johnny's feet. Johnny said,
Now, devil, just come on back if you ever want to try again. I done told you once, you son of a bitch. I'm the best that's ever been.
He played Fire on the Mountain, Rum Boys Run, Devils in the House of the Rising Sun. Chicken in a bread pan, picking out dough. Granny does your dog bite, no child, no.
A lot has changed from 100 years ago.
Victory for you, Newport High!
But I think a lot has probably stayed the same too. Everybody kind of knows everybody here. You walk in, the teachers know you, Brenda at the front desk knows you, and so it's just that part of this small community.
This is the place where hundreds upon hundreds of people have began their journey of learning, of growing, of becoming just amazing people. I am one, I am two, I am three, I am four, I am 500 miles away from home.
What we're excited about is the opportunity to ask more questions and learn more stories of the people who have been a part of this school, a part of this community.
We had no water in the classrooms, or phones, or computers.
We did cooking, we did sewing, we did that, so you guys, and the girls had to do shop.
Watching kids have that conversation with someone who has that lived experience is just magical, and the kids take away so much from hearing those stories. So.
Did you get those memos I asked for?
I grew up as a piano player. I was actually piano major and saxophone major when I initially went to college. And I enjoyed performing, both as a classical musician and as a jazz musician, but as a saxophonist, which is, was my primary thing, and then, as I said, piano as well.
I loved playing the piano. I started in 5th grade. It was my out. It was my outlet for sadness and for joy and for when I was bored, and I loved it.
I grew up in Southwest Michigan, in St. Joseph, Michigan. I started playing the string bass in my public schools orchestra program. Well, I really wanted to play the drums, and my mom said no. And then I found the biggest instrument that there was, and that was the bass, and I chose that one.
And so I would take all the choir pieces home and play them on the piano. So really, the piano was my main instrument. It was the one that I thought that I was going to do something with, and so I went to college as a piano performance major, and then I transferred to Bemidji State, where their choral program was really good when I was a sophomore, and I always knew that I loved choir, and but I thought that I would teach piano, and I'm so thankful that that's not what I do. Right? So I ended up being a choir director, as life would have it. So.
In college in particular, we're playing in some very good wind bands, and just got fascinated with the colors of wind bands and how rich they are. And they have so many rich overtones and so many colors in the percussion family and in the woodwind family that I really got captivated by them. And when I had the opportunity, as I finished graduate school, to do conducting and work with them, I ended up deciding to make it a career choice. So I have always conducted bands and jazz bands. That's been what I've done for 28 years and intend on doing it for quite a bit longer.
I went to Michigan State University and studied music performance and music education. I did sort of both paths. And after I graduated there, I actually went to Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois, and I got my master's degree in music performance, focusing on the double bass. And after that, I kind of realized, as I was doing my master's degree, that teaching was really my calling and really what I wanted to do with my life. So I started looking for teaching jobs, and I heard about this town in Minnesota, outside the Twin Cities, that has a fantastic orchestra program. They were looking for an orchestra director for their previous director who was retiring. So I applied, came and interviewed, and here we are.
You know, every day is a unique experience. You don't quite know what's going to happen here, and the thing about directing choirs or directing music is every year it's different. Every year I choose new repertoire. So my year never looks the same, and the learning process is never the same. So you're never bored, because I have to teach something new every day and every year. And so that's such a great part of my job, is being able to choose music and listen to music and really think about what are the best learning tools for kids, and also introduce them to the great art.
It's not about me. I mean, it never is about the conductor or whoever's working there, but watching the kids go through the process of becoming young musicians and experienced young people that are passionate about sharing their craft and their art. We're lucky in Stillwater. We have so many kids that are not only really intelligent and caring young people, but they're very creative and passionate about the arts. They're very active outside athletically or just because they're passionate about activity. So they're just really complete whole young people, and they really keep all the conductors young. It's fun to work with them. They're exciting. They really are.
I think I look forward to every day coming because it's a surprise. You don't know, what's going to happen today. Where are they going to go in that music learning? Which kid will just go, yeah, that was so much fun. So
my ultimate goal would be when a student graduates that they know music and know how to understand music and know how to make that a part of their life. Even if they're not going to be a professional musician, we're not necessarily, that's not our goal, is to create professional musicians, but we're trying to create members of society that really appreciate and understand the arts. So that's what I'd like my students to get out of their time in the orchestra program here at the high school.
For some students, they won't pursue any music after school, but they will come back and say, I might not be playing my horn, but man, thank you for making it special for me to go to Minnesota Orchestra or go see St. Paul Chamber or appreciate music. So I feel like for those students, they're becoming not only good consumers of music, but they're artistically aware. And that's great. I mean, that's what we need, is we need people that are creative in our communities, and that's good too. So no, they don't have to continue to play to be successful if they learn the value of sharing the arts with others. So
I have the opportunity to see the best side of students. I think I have the opportunity to see them work together in a unique way, a way that they don't get to do in any other place, where they're all on the same team, and they have to be working toward one common goal together. And I also love to see them just fall in love with the music. So from the beginning, when they have no idea what sound is going to come off the page, when they're looking at these black dots on a page, to when they start to make those first chords together, when they start to read the text that they're singing and think about how they're going to communicate that to an audience. The whole process of watching them go to the deepest part of humanity, I think, is what's so great.
But there's nothing more magical than having that opportunity where a young person at the high school level, for me, understands the creative elements of music, and they do it for the first time. That performance where it all just comes together, and the look in their eyes when they walk off stage, the smile on their face, it's really something that's quite intoxicating, for a conductor.
There's something really special about catching students at this point in their life. In my position, I see students starting in 10th grade, and then I get to see them again in 11th grade and 12th grade. And there is so much transformation at any level. Elementary through high school, there's transformations that happen, but I really get to watch students turn from really a junior high student into an adult by the time they graduate.
Our students especially, they live this. They're singing or playing or humming or listening all the time.
You don't have to be a doctor to make Stillwater a special space. And that's the thing that makes me the most proud, is to see my graduates out doing good.